Are you in some senses disappointed with the Modi government for not having pushed the economic reform accelerator fast enough? A lot was said about how we finally had a right of centre, pro-business prime minister. However, in terms of actually pushing through what the world would perceive as economic reform, he's actually been very populist in his policy measures.
As you know well, the World Economic Forum is an impartial, neutral international organization for public-private cooperation. We do have this annual rating of competitiveness, and India did better this year than compared to last year, but there is still a long way to go because India has such a potential. There are reforms undertaken that I think have been important, but there are also a lot of reforms that need to be undertaken because there is still poverty in India. There is also lack of quality in schools and universities. India should have its own Harvards and Yales and Princetons in the future. So I hope that there will be competition between the two big parties, BJP and Congress, in the run-up to the elections, who will be the best champions of a future-oriented fourth industrial policy.
Nice. Like a good, smart diplomat, you're not taking sides and you're wishing both the parties all the best as they head into an important election cycle.
Like I think journalists have to do, huh?
Okay, tell us, what are the big policy measures rolled out over the last 2 years? Has been the goods and services tax. What's your sense sitting in Davos about how it was hailed as the biggest tax reform since independence? How has the rollout been according to you?
This is also a very political question. So I don't think I should dive very deep into that. I think that taxes are necessary in any civilized country. Also, the government has to have revenues. If you're going to build roads, if you're going to have police, defense, healthcare, and also quality schools, it is necessary. And then there are different ways of bringing in taxes. I think taxes has to be formed in a way that it also is not increasing inequality. Everyone has to contribute, and we also have new challenges now, because when we see that a lot of growth in trade is happening not in physical trade, but it is flow of information. It is also these big platform companies that are becoming bigger and bigger. And how do you tax then where the revenues are really created? These are big issues that every government has to look into, because we have to pay taxes, but they have to be smart taxes.
Mm-hmm. We're seeing exemption limits change. Do you believe that the goods and services tax has been rolled out in a way that incorporates for the widening of the tax structure in India? Is it easy enough, or do you believe there's also a need to simplify the tax structure further?
I think you almost have to be an Indian to know every detail into that.
No.
So I'm not going to go too deep on this, but of course we know that many countries that are doing well economically do have VAT, taxes on consumption. They also have real estate taxes, they also have taxes on income, they have progressive taxes. So there are a lot of ways of taxing, but both OECD, the World Bank, IMF, and the World Economic Forum do have templates for what is the most cost-effective and fair way of taxing. But I think what is important is that you also have a tax system where everyone contributes. So you don't have areas that are not taxed, or exemption, for example, for big landowners and etc., that we see in some countries. I'm not saying in India, but that we see at least in some neighboring countries of India.